Hi, I'm Daniel. I'm a sleep physician. And if you have insomnia, this channel is for you. Gaspar believes that he has a fatal insomnia. I'm not so sure. I want to say this, Gaspar. If you have the cognitive ability to formulate the two comments that you just did, there's still hope. Not only that, there is still opportunity. It is so nice that you tuned back. And if you're new to the channel, then you are super welcome as well, of course. Now, things are funny sometimes. I literally, about an hour and a half ago, was taking my kids to the Y. I was in the bubble, the warm pool, and they were in the kiddie pool. And I was just thinking about, kind of a message to people that are concerned that they have this thing called sporadic fatal insomnia. And then as I went up to the locker room, there was a comment on episode 46 by Gaspar, who basically wrote to me saying that he stated it as pretty much a fact. And, saying like, I have sporadic fatal insomnia. I have, kind of dementia type symptoms, and I don't have that much, insomnia type symptoms. And I went back to him saying like, couldn't there be anything else? He said, I don't think so. I don't find anything else that fits. I do have a little bit of OCD, but nothing, I don't have any other, nothing else that could explain this basically. And so I found this to be serendipitous, and I'm going to expand on a couple of things here in regards to these fatal insomnias. First of all, nothing here is medical advice, but just general thoughts and comments that I hope will be helpful to you, Gaspar, and anybody else that is tuning in. So first, what are fatal insomnias? You can watch episode 46 where I talk about them. You can also listen to Talking Insomnia episode 4 with Gabriel, who's also concerned that he has a fatal insomnia. And there's a lot of discussion about this in that episode. Now, just briefly here, there are two types of fatal insomnias. One is the familial one, which is autosomal dominant, which means that if one of your parents have it, you have a 50% risk of getting it. Now, basically, if you don't know anybody in your family that has died from, that has basically gone without sleeping, completely without sleeping for a month and then died, then you are extremely unlikely to have this. Like you would have somebody in your family that has familial fatal insomnia if you are at risk. Now, there's this thing called sporadic fatal insomnia where you don't have any family member, but you basically start having neurological problems like ataxia, whereby somebody asks you to point at something and you just can't do it. That's the classic one. Or you have trouble walking. And then a minority have trouble sleeping when it begins, and then eventually they start having more problems sleeping. And both these types of conditions they're fatal. They're kind of related to Creutzfeldt-Jacobs or like mad cow disease. There is no treatment, and the cognitive decline, like Alzheimer's type, cognitive deterioration, is pretty rapid. Like you would see change of, if not week to week, then definitely month to month. Now, sporadic fatal insomnia, as I talked to with Gabriel, 32 cases worldwide ever in history. So that means like the incidence, like the number of people that get it per year is probably something like, 1 a year, 2 a year, 3 a year, something like that. So that's less than 1 in a billion. And, average age of onset, it was in this one report of this, it was like 43 years. You were 43 years old. So first of all, going back to Gaspar, two things I want to comment on. One was Gaspar mentioned in his comment to Insomnia Insight episode 46 that this started happening on August 15. And that made me wonder, like, how do you know? Like, it's, to me, that signals that, it's less likely to be a fatal insomnia, because these type of neurological conditions like Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease, which are very similar to these, fatal insomnias, they, people don't remember that with that precision when it started. So it sounds a little bit like an acute onset, like something specifically happened that day, which to me signals that a fatal insomnia is a little less likely. And the other thing I wanted to comment on was that, this was August. We have gone through, September, October, November, December, January, February. We're now in March. That's 7 a month. And if you're still able to like type something up cohesively, like formulate like thoughts and so forth, that also to me makes it very unlikely that you have a fatal insomnia. But Gaspar, I would definitely want to, if you're willing to share more, please send me an email, or if you want to come on as a podcast guest, that would be awesome as well. Just let me know. And now, what I wanted to say, what I was thinking of, before I saw Gaspar's comment, was the following: like, what if you really have sporadic fatal insomnia? What if you have this condition, which means that you are not going to be alive in within, like, let's say like 6 months to like maybe 2-3 years or something like that. You're not going to be alive anymore. More importantly, within month, you're going to enter a stage of like Alzheimer type dementia, and you're going to lose the ability to walk and like motor functions and things like that. So here's what I wanted to convey, was that if you have this type of condition and you still have cognition enough to talk to somebody, to formulate emotions and things like that, then this is the time to talk to people that you love, to tell them how you feel about them. This is the time to do those things that you've always dreamt of doing but never had the initiative or like the courage to do. This is the time. This is carpe diem time. This is the time to do all those things that you want to achieve. Now, if you truly have a fatal insomnia, then you got to do it. Like, this is the time. If it turns out that you didn't, you will probably have done a lot of things that you dreamed about doing, but you didn't have you maybe didn't have the courage to do. So you've turned a concern into something positive, like you turned a lemon into lemonade. That's what I was thinking about today. Hope this was helpful to anybody tuning in, and Gaspar, I hope this was helpful to you, and I kind of expect talking a little bit more with you as we go forward. And my email for you, Gaspar, or anybody else tuning in, is daniel@insomniainsight.co, and I hope to have each and every one of you that's tuning in today back here very, very soon. Until then, take it easy.